Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show, home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros.
Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show Action Edition, where today we feature a tip you can use. And I'm here with my old buddy Larry. Larry, what is going on, man?
John, spring is springing. It's wonderful. I'm really liking the warm weather, I got to tell you. So they're painting my house, and meaning I have some contractors here painting my house, because one of the things that I do not do as a handyman is paint large spaces. But I've got to say, these guys are really good. They're really ticking off they're just doing it right. You know, I know how to paint. I just don't like to paint.
Yeah.
And these guys are doing just a fantastic job. So really hats off to them. If you're here in the North Atlanta area, I can send you a referral on these. Don't have a problem with these guys at all. And they're fairly reasonably priced, which is kind of nice. But that's what's been going on in my life right now. And what about you, Johnny?
Very exciting. Well, yeah, I called you up the other day. We were talking. I was in Lowe's, and I said, where can I find? I can't remember exactly now.
You said to me, where is this? It doesn't matter what it is. Where is the what? And I said, Johnny.
Yeah, and usually I know I'm in there all the time, but
right.
But if you go into like one of the big box stores versus the other, they got stuff in different. Even in the stores, they're in the different locations. Yep. They're in different, and it kind of, and you don't want to waste time just meandering through there like I want to get down and get this thing done, and I think it was something.
I want to make a comment on that, and that is particularly.
I think it was I think it was the casters I was trying to build for my my deck.
for the deck casters, especially for things that are not like self-evident. For example, I was looking for insulation hanging wire. The wires that you push up for bats and insulation. So that box is really, really small. And the tip is what, John? We hadn't even gotten to the tip yet. So tell us what the tip is.
Well, download their application onto your smartphone.
Yes.
Because all you got to do then is punch in what you're looking for, and it tells you, of course, it's going to give you the inventory stats on it, if it's got it, but it's going to tell you the bin and the aisle and bin that it's in. And sure enough, I did that, and I'm like, oh, there it is, boom, right there.
And these things are pretty accurate.
Very accurate.
Well,
so they're running off their inventory system.
I think so.
Yeah,
we jump stores a lot, meaning we go from in different towns. Like I'll go to the same big box store. Usually I prefer one big box store over the other one. But still, if I'm in a different town, the stores are not always laid out. The stores are relatively hardly ever laid out exactly the same. So I'm always looking for stuff, and of the two big box stores that we shop at, the one app automatically updates when I walk in the store, which is a function I particularly like.
Yeah.
So it comes in and it says, "Are you at the Swanee store?" It's like, "Yes, I'm at the Swanee store." You click yes, and it gives you all of the information of just where you're looking for. And then you type it. The hardest part, I think, for using these apps is actually knowing the name of what you're looking for. Back to that thing of the insulation hangers that I was talking about earlier. I can't remember, but they're not called insulation hangers. And now I can't remember. I'm going to have to go out in the truck and look. But at least I got to the insulation aisle because I knew that's where they would be, in there somewhere. But it takes you to the aisle and many, many times to the bays, like right to the bay. So it'll be, aisle 43, bay B6. And sure enough, you go there and it's there. Yeah. Man, it's a huge time saver.
It is a huge time saver because, you can walk around in those stores forever and, and it's kind of, one side of that store to the other. I'm in I find myself sometimes I'm in the lumber department. Then I'm back into, I got to go all the way back to go get something like caulk.
Out to the landscape department.
And then
it's
out
usually
to
the opposite side of the store, right?
Exactly.
It's always,
back and forth. And it's like, you're burning up, you can burn up an hour in there in no time.
Piece of cake to do that.
So anyways, I would recommend if, you folks out there, go ahead and download these. Their apps, and boy, they got that stuff down.
Yeah, I want to make one other comment there too, and this just has to do with the store's inventories, and this would go for both of the big, at least in our area, we have the two big box stores that are prevalent. each store carries its own interpretation of inventory. And I'm going to give you an example. I was looking for a Leviton breaker for a Leviton circuit breaker box, right? This is not a super common breaker box, right? Mm-hmm. So I got on one of the apps that I have both apps, and the one app, they didn't even have them in any of the stores, but I got on the other one and they actually had those breakers at a store that was pretty close to me. Now, it's not the store that I normally go to, but they had it at a store that was just about equally close. I just don't go to that one because I don't know it. I still function in that world of things. But at least they had it. And it was close enough that I went over and got it because I was of course, you're always right in the middle of the job when you realize that's what's wrong. But you need to check them out for stores nearby as well. Does somebody if you're in a pinch and you need it, does a store nearby have it? And that's another great function of those apps. And so anyway, I think doing those apps is really, really worthwhile. And I know you do too.
Yep.
But there's more than just finding it in a particular store. There's also accessing the other stores. One other word of caution: if you're in a this is a cautionary word. If you're in a situation where it says 1 or 2 items left, and if you do have to travel some distance, my suggestion is pick up the phone and actually verify that they're there, because not always is that inventory completely accurate. Mm-hmm. So that's been one of the other experiences that I've had. You look and you assume you assume they have it, and you know what happens when you assume it, so forth and so on. But anyway, in general, really a huge plus, definitely a time saver when you are in the stores. There's no doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah,
that helps.
No doubt.
That helps.
So. All right. Well, don't forget to check out our website, handymanprosradioshow.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. That happens at handymanprosradioshow.com on our contact page. Join our Facebook group at Handyman Pros, or send us an email, questions at handymanprosradioshow.com or handymanprosradioshow@gmail.com. Either way, we hope you enjoyed the Handyman Pros Radio Show. We will see you next week right here on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.